Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for inviting me here. It's always a pleasure and coupled with a great honor to be able to share to the podium today with my esteemed colleagues in our sister cities, Wilton, Manors, and Oakland Park. We've worked together in various roles over the years, and I'd like to think that we work collectively to ensure the better good of everyone that lives in our community. There are no boundaries between our cities, only bridges and roads that allow us to work together, enjoy life, and bring a better quality of life to everyone that lives within our community. Not just those that live here, but those that visit here and ultimately want to seek a career and a life and a family here in our cities. So thank you all. This is the second time we've met collectively, and I think it's a great thing that the Chamber brings us together because we are one big family here, and it makes me feel good to be able to recognize most of the faces here. I guess if you're old enough, you're bound to remember a few names, but thank you all for being here today. So when I was elected a year and a half ago, the only reason why we were elected in such a large margin is because people were very frustrated. People were very frustrated about what is it that you're going to be able to do. Finally turn the city around from what it had suffered from for so long. People were wondering what we're doing to respond to climate change. People were wondering what we're doing about development and traffic. People wanted to know, where did the quality of life go that we came to Fort Lauderdale to experience? So this commission, we call it the Can-Do Commission, because we're getting things done. And it's not going to happen overnight, but the reality is that we are in a position now to take not just Fort Lauderdale, but the whole community together to a new level, and to make sure that Fort Lauderdale is the place you never want to leave. The thing is that, so you say to yourself, well, what have you done so far? And so I'll just point to a few things. For example, have any of you heard about David Beckham and Inter Miami, bringing their stadium and their team right here, right up the street, so that they're going to begin their practice as well as their academy here in Fort Lauderdale, which will be a permanent place for them to stay, practice, and do business. The first couple of years of play will take place here, and as things go in Miami, it may be even longer than that. We have finally broken ground at the Aquatic Center, the prestige international competition venue for swimming and diving is going to once again return to Fort Lauderdale. And in addition to that, we are building a 27-meter diving platform. You won't get me up there, but it will be the only such diving platform in the Western Hemisphere. That'll be a permanent location for international diving competitions. Furthermore, we just inked a deal with the Panther organization. The Panther organization is going to revitalize our War Memorial Auditorium and add ice skating rinks for not just their players, but for the community overall. These are the types of things that are important to our community because they're not just about you and me, but about the next generation. Not just tomorrow or next year, but about the next decade, in the next 50 years. We are planting the seeds for the foundation of what Fort Lauderdale is going to look like over the rest of the century. And to do that, it can only be done with the cooperation of everybody who lives in the community and shares in the same vision to make sure that we have a community that everyone can enjoy and appreciate. The one thing that we all have to deal with as cities is growth and how to manage growth. There are cities up north. I go to the League of Cities, National League of Cities, U.S. Conference of Mayors, and what do they talk about? Most of them talk about shrinking environments, shrinking economies. You know, what do we do? The mayor of Baltimore says, I have 45,000 empty homes. People have vacated them. The city had to take them back because of taxes. And the mayor of Seattle said, we could use those 45,000 homes because we have so many homeless people and such a burden of trying to create new environments for those that are moving to our area that we take away from the quality of life that so many people came to enjoy. But we're not going to fall into that trap because we have measured growth. We have smart growth. If you look at our city and the cities that we share our experiences in, we have communities that are slowly growing to make sure that we can absorb the growth. Everyone wants to live in paradise, right? We came here for the same reason, but we don't want to take away the quality of life that we came here to enjoy as well. So we find ways to fashion the new growth in such a way that it doesn't become a burden, but it becomes exciting. For example, the sponsor today mentioned Flagler Village. For those of you who have gone to Flagler Village, you can see what is we're creating organically, an art scene, a young scene, a youth. People are there because they see that's the future of the city. We are building an urban core that's exciting, that's vibrant, where people want to come and visit and live. Those new units that are being built all the time, people saying, who's moving there? I don't know who's moving there, but they're all filled. And people are coming to our downtown. People are coming to all the areas, communities. Every community that I have been able to work with Manors, Oakland Park, Hollywood, Pompano, everyone has experienced the same kind of interest in their communities. So, as leaders of our community, and my colleagues would probably share the same feeling, we have a responsibility to be the stewards of growth, to be the stewards of smart growth, and to make sure that everything that we do is for the benefit of our communities. Now, I didn't bring a PowerPoint presentation. I'm sure maybe my colleagues have, but I just want to just point to a couple more things just to emphasize how important it is to be able to work together. This is an all-new commission, except one of the commissioners on the commission was re-elected. So it's basically a new commission. And it takes some time for everyone to educate themselves as well as to build that level of trust that we all try to find within one another to say we're working together and not working at cross purposes. And so what I find important is having taken that year to build that level of trust, being able to accomplish things today that we could not have accomplished a year ago when we were all first getting elected. So one of those things happened to be just recently we passed the most comprehensive protections for LGBT individuals in all of Florida. It protects not just people based on their sexual orientation, their gender identity, and expression. It also removes the religious exemption, which is in the Broward County law. It also added a prohibition against conversion therapy, which both my collegial cities have already done. So, but the point that I'm trying to make is it was unanimously voted for, unanimously. That could never have happened a year ago. Why did we wait to this point to pass it? So that we could show the community that there is no division, that people are all in step with these same kind of progressive measures. And that's what every government owes to its community, to try to work together, to try to be collective, and to try to be as consensual in their decision making as possible. Because if you show a divided government, then it creates friction and division within the community. So we are looking forward to a number of progressive measures in the future. We all have issues regarding infrastructure. Some of you may have heard that we had a little water problem a few weeks ago. Sorry, Oakland Park.
Boy told us.
Yeah, well, thank you. Is he here? So, without those types of issues, those wake-up calls, tell us that we are moving fast. We need to move fast forward in what we need to do as a community. 2 days ago at our city commission meeting, we had a presentation by our city staff telling us exactly what we need to do in terms of our water treatment plant and where we need to focus on underground infrastructure. We are moving fast, we are moving forward, and we are moving to better the community. So, having said that, I invite everybody to certainly come to our city to appreciate the new jazz clubs that are opening, the new restaurants that continue to open. I swear it's a full-time job doing ribbon cutting. Just this morning we did the ribbon cutting at the Museum of Discovery and Science. What was going on there? For years they kept building more and more square footage at that building, and nothing was being filled. Thanks to the creativity and the ingenuity of Joseph Cox, who is the new CEO, he has filled that with tremendous programming. The place was filled with kids this morning for a new section on avionics and aviation study. It's amazing what kids are doing, amazing how we can pique the imagination of young kids. I remember when I was in grade school, we were all excited about the astronauts flying into orbit. Okay, yeah, that's how old I am. And we would write letters to the astronauts, and we were all so excited. I thought I was going to be an astronaut, but things took a turn. But seriously, these are the types of things that make living in South Florida so exciting. And I feel it's really important that as your leader, as one of many leaders here in the room, that we owe that to you to continue to make that progressive effort to ensure that the things you came to enjoy here, the business and career that you sought to create for yourself and your families, is something that you can fulfill in the end. And I feel that collectively we're going to do a great job. Right?
Right.
Thank you.